right, we're closing in on the end of our song here. We just need like the second half of this second verse. So let's work on that. From the last video, there are a couple of ideas that I kind of wanted to incorporate into the last words of the second verse here. So over here on my little notes of ideas of what I kind of wanted to write about, I've got Ray of Sunshine, which is a little cheesy, but I like the idea, and then New Family. So maybe the genesis of these ideas is going to become obvious as we kind of come up with these lines, but we really did, when my wife and I got married 2 years ago, create a new family unit. She's got a kid, and so I've kind of moved into a new and unfamiliar stepfather role, but it's been a pretty cool opportunity to be part of something like that. A lot more to that long, boring story, but we're not going to get into that right now. So those are the two things I want to focus on. I only have to write 4 quick lines. Let's see. It's a Ray of Sunshine. I kind of want to remember what it's fun when you have cats. What I wrote before, so I don't kind of repeat myself. This has been a process over more than a week, so. Yeah, I already covered the theme of darkness and light. So I want to stay off of that. I don't really like repeating myself, so I'm thinking something about night. How about this? Your okay. Ray of Sunshine. I'm thinking sunshine and darkest night. Endless night. Maybe sunrise, huh? You are the sun that rose. The sun that brightened my darkest night, something like that. I like brightened. Sun, how about dawn? You're the dawn. cheerful dawn. Sometimes you change it 50 times. Full dawn. Of my dark night. Is that redundant? Of a long night. How about that? All right, that's it. You're the cheerful dawn of a long night. So now we gotta rhyme with night. Kite? I don't think so. You're the victory of a long fight. I like it. See, sometimes it comes really quickly. How about a desperate fight? Something about a new family. Well, it rhymes with family, not much. I'm going to abandon that. What if we focus on the word new? I'm going to write that for the last line. A new family. A new family to warm my life. Boy, I like the sounds of that. A new what up here? Well, wife is obvious, isn't it? I knew something. To be my wife. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. stick with wife, but what about a forever wife? Go back to my notes here and see if anything can kind of So let's abandon this idea of starting the line with a new just because the other line starts with a new. Yeah, this is tough. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself. Make something that's a little too perfect. How about this? A mate for my soul. All right. That was a little arduous, wasn't it? Alrighty. So now, gotta put this to music, don't we? We've got our 8 lines here. What I needed was, wait, no. Oh, that's right. What I needed was love I had missed. So much more than just someone to kiss. I have all of that and more. I have love that is pure at its core. Not too bad. It's not exactly my favorite part of the whole song, but sometimes you just kind of do your best, and at some point you kind of have to accept what you've come up with. I mean, I like to make it as good as I can, but at some point you're finished, and since as human beings we aren't perfect, the thing we create's not going to be perfect. Okay, so let's put it back over here. I'm so glad I found you. I figured my whole life through. What I needed was love I had missed. Okay, that's it. What's wrong with you, Mr. Pencil? What I needed was love I had missed. What I need and was love I had missed. What I needed was love I had missed. 14:55. I figured my whole life through. So much more than just someone to kiss. So much more than just someone So much more than just someone to kiss. So much more than just someone to kiss. I better. So much more than just someone to kiss. There's no end to the things we can do. I have love that is pure at its core. Boy, that was easy, wasn't it? I have love that is pure at its core. I have love that is pure at its core. I have love that is pure at its core. Oh. Kind of screwed that up, didn't I? I used the melody for the fourth line on the words for the third line. Now what? That's okay, let's go with it. Has led to this moment with you. Oh, that was the fourth line. Wow, that's really goofy. Well, I'm going to keep the words in the order that they were supposed to be. Luckily for me, all the syllables and stresses of syllables are the same, so I have all of that and more. I have all of that and more. Well, not quite the same, but it works. I have all of that and more. Has led to this moment with you. I have love that is pure at its core. It's weird, but okay, nobody's gonna notice. I have love that is pure at its core. Pure at its core. Okay, pretty good, but now I gotta do this whole line. Let's get rid of that. I have all of that and more. Okay. I have all of that and more. I have all of that and more. Well, how long did that take? Something like that. I have love that is pure at its core. I have love that is pure at its core. All right, moving on. Just 4 more lines. The song's pretty much written. I'll just write in the rhythm so I remember it. And then I'll just play the whole thing on the guitar and we are done. Moving on with our lives here. I'm so glad I found you. So we have more words on this the first line of the second half of the second verse. We have a lot more words than I'm so glad I found you. I'm so glad I found you. That's 6 syllables. We have, you're the cheerful dawn of a long night. We have 9, so we have 3 extra syllables. So you got to kind of cram that in, or I guess you could do something completely different. But one thing that occurs to me is on our next set of videos showing a brand new song, I'm going to try to simplify it even further. I want to make this as simple as possible. So one way to simplify is to get more repetitive with the melody, right? And to kind of shorten my lines and whatnot, if that makes sense. Just this kind of actively writing this song in a pretty short time has focused me more. I've become much more focused on songs that I listen to, and I notice, man, some of these songs that we all love by real masters, you know, of songwriting, there is some repetitiveness in melody and in words that it seems like common sense would tell you, it's too repetitive. Stop. That's stupid. You can't just sing the same line over and over again. Au contraire, you sure can. So look for that in the music that you like. It gets very repetitive, both when it comes to the melody and the words. And it's okay. I think simplicity and rawness is really what we're going to go for here. So the next one, I'd like to make it more simple and more raw, and I'll probably have a focus on making my videos a little bit shorter. This one's already up to 22 minutes, but we're covering a lot of stuff here, so that's okay. I'm so glad I found you. You're the chill dawn of law. I'm so glad I found you. You're the cheerful dawn of a long night. That's an extra measure. Should I worry about that? Should I freak out? No, let's just go for it. You're the cheerful dawn of a long night. You're the cheerful dawn of a long night. We'll see how it works out. Long night, I figure my whole life through. You're the long, yep, you're the victory of a desperate flight. You're fight, not flight. The victory of wow, that's gonna be hard to write in there. You're the victory of a desperate fight. Desperate fight. You're the cheerful dawn of a long night. Okay, let's do the whole thing all by itself. You're the cheerful dawn of a long night. You're the victory of a desperate fight. So let's switch the melody lines again like we did on the first half of this verse. I'm made for my soul. I'm made for my soul, a forever wife. I'm made for my soul, a forever wife, a mate for my soul, it's a V. Wife, I'm made for my soul, a forever wife. I'm made for my soul, a forever wife. Oh, one more line. Go back to the third melody line. A new family to warm my life. A new family to warm my life. Why'd you do that? A new family to warm my life. A new family to warm my life. Okay, done. So I'll just write in the rhythm, maybe. Kind of just want to go for it, go get my guitar and make the final video. I once wrote a poem. I can't remember if I ever put it to music, but when you're trying to accomplish something, trying to produce something, trying to create something, it's both hard to start and hard to finish. Hard to start, hard to finish. These are difficult things. And I remember when I first wrote down and wrote that poem, I said it's hard to finish, it's harder to start, but I've since changed my mind, and I remember I changed it in that particular poem. It's hard to start, it's harder to finish. At least for me. I don't know if that's a universal thing or not, but we now have finished a song, really. I'm going to kind of practice it and maybe write in a little rhythm, or maybe not. But this is, I mean, full disclosure, full confession here. I have started, out of all the songs I've ever started, I've probably finished less than 10% of them. It's just, is it an attention span thing? Is it, you know, what other excuses can I come up with? Life intervened and I had to do some other things, or I got tired, or I got sick, or this or the other thing. I don't know, life's hard. Even stuff that you love to do can be hard to do well and hard to finish. But it is really hard to start too. Sometimes you get an idea. I can't tell you how many times I've been at work and some line that I think is just awesome comes to me. Whether it's inspired by music I'm listening to, or some podcast I'm listening to. What I would consider almost a perfect line comes to me, and immediately I build a song around it. I start rhyming with that line, and I think to myself, this is such rich and fertile soil, or it's such a rich seed or kernel of a song. I could write a great song around this right now. But see, I'm at work, and I gotta get that stuff done. I gotta put a roof over my head and food in my mouth, clothes on my back. You know, again, with the excuses. So the majority of the time, I don't even make a little note of, okay, here was that line. Maybe someday I'll get around to it. But in maybe half or 40% of the cases, I do write down a line. And as soon as I make my final video of singing this song to you as a finished product, I'll there's a recent flood of inspiration that gave me a line while I was at work, and luckily I made what I do is I send a text to myself these days, because I always have my phone in my pocket. I just whip it out and do the speak text and spit out that line and text it to myself. So I'm going to use that for next week to begin a new song. But I'm going to go practice this just a little bit, and then I'm going to come and sing the whole thing to you, and we'll see how this goes. Haven't really introduced the chorus yet, but maybe I'll just kind of go for it. But I'll practice just a little bit. It's going to be kind of rough, but I think you'll get the general sense of what I'm doing, right? This is the first verse. This is the second. All right. See you in a sec.